Am I slow today? We're only at the halfway point. It's already like been nearly 2 hours. We have our next author, Livy Luna. I assume that's how you pronounce it. It's like, at first I want to say lively, but there's no L, so it's Livy Luna. No office page in the Discord app. So, but let's see here. Lonely, hungry Daemon. Basically demon, but you know how it's like D-A-E-M-O-N. Sorry, D-A-E-M-O-N. There we go. So it's like Daemon. You're a real Daemon, aren't you? Okay. Here we go. Object class, safe, Euclid. Oh, now we got our first safe being crossed out into Euclid. We had 2 Euclids being crossed out into Keller, but now we have 1 safe being crossed out into Euclid. Containment procedures. SB3014 is to be stored in an 8 meter by 8 meter by 5 meter containment cell at Site 15. SB3014 is to be given access to control Wi-Fi contents for 3 hours a day. At least 4 level 4 foundation IT specialists are to control the exact contents of the data packets sent to SB314. Any information packets being sent to SB314 are to be analyzed for any information that is important and could cause issues of loss, if lost. Every week, SB314 is to be interviewed to regain potential lost information in the event that SB314 does not receive proper information. All forms of internet access within 100 meters of SB314 and its cell are to be destroyed. The contents to be given to SB314 is to be automatically generated fictional stories generated by AI sources. Stories are... Itchy leg today. Stories are not to contain any important information relating to science, history, culture, or any other well-known concept in case of an antimemetic event occurs. As of Incident 3, at least 2 guards armed with light explosive weaponry are to remain near SB314 and its cell at all times. Personnel to be allowed to communicate with SB314 unless given permission by the current lead researcher on duty for SB314. Bi-monthly, SB314 is to be given a psychological evaluation by the current lead researcher of SB314. Any requests for extra equipment capable of sending or receiving signals to be denied without review. The use of SB314 is to contain digital anomalies, specifically memetic, is under consideration. Description: SCP-314 is a sapient hexapod robotics construct of unknown origin. The entity's body is segmented into 3 separate spherical pieces, each roughly with a diameter of 0.5 meters and 2 legs that are approximately 2 meters long at full extension. The entity possesses a rear antenna of a design beyond current understanding. It appears similar to human designs, however, near the tip of the antenna is a large crystal of unknown composition that seems to be fractured in half. Sampling proves the crystal structure to be similar to that of a diamond. According to SB314, it is broken and previously could broadcast information faster than light, but this has not been confirmed. Analysis of the antenna for replication for Foundation users is being considered. SB314 was recovered after several hundred residents of UK reported a weak internet connection when civilian internet service providers investigated. They discovered SB314. Foundation agents in the area took over and discovered SB314 was attempting to construct a form of communication array, but it was lacking the needed tools and parts. The entity was forcefully contained. Damage and internet outages were later blamed on a severe storm, and amnestic were properly distributed. The frontmost segment of SB314 is considered the head of the entity. Sticking out of the head is a small square screen about 1 meter long. The entity uses this to communicate. SB314 is composed of unknown material. To the extreme strength and density of the material, sampling and internal imaging has proven difficult. The tests that have been performed show similarities to carbon nanotubes, although of a much more advanced design. SCP-314 appears to take in information that is in the form of wireless internet networking. SCP-314 claims that it consumes this data. The entity requires roughly 500 megabytes of data per 24 hours to preserve normal function. The information that SCP-314 consumes is memorized and permanently stored. SCP-314 has this information that SCP-314 consumes is memorized and permanently stored. SCP-314 has learned from internet access, human language, and grammar to a high degree. However, the entity prefers to type in short, incomplete sentences because, according to the entity, it is more comfortable to speak, as it's similar to its original language. Upon consumption of data, there is an estimated 56% chance the data gains temporary antimemetic properties. SCP-314 claims that this is digestion problems. The majority of sapient beings who know the content, being video, audio, text, or otherwise, begin to forget it and suffer extreme difficulty to try to remember the data if shown again. In rare cases, digitally stored version of this content will be completely deleted or expunged. This effect will last anytime from 16 hours to months. In emergency situations, SCP-314 can consume stored content. If this occurs, the antimemetic effects are permanent and extend to SCP-314 itself. I'm allowed to befriend SCP-314, I think. So, I don't think there's like that much dangerous about them just yet. So far, so good. Upon consumption of data, there is we read that. The content of the data that SCP-314 has consumed is relevant. SCP-314 claims that data has revealed more important or interesting information is more tasty, and that uninteresting data is bland and tasteless. SCP-314 refuses to consume data that is a repeat of previous information, or very similar to previous information claimed it to be disgusting. If SCP-3014 does not receive its required information, it may begin to attempt to forcefully consume information, breaking through information firewalls with relative ease. When this occurs, the rate of antimemetic events increases to 90%, as well as the duration appearing unlimited. It is unknown if this has ever occurred or if redacted. Additional effects of this are unknown to the information lost. If the entity has not been fed for an extended amount of time, information that SCP-314 has consumed may begin to reappear. However, this information will still be antimemetic. In addition, data stored near this antimemetic information may also begin to take on antimemetic qualities, which can spread. This can be solved by deleting the information, but this can prove difficult due to the nature of antimemetics. Can you imagine if 3014 ate your channel? I would be absolutely pissed. Because that would mean I would probably have to either A, people, like, my god, the amount of, like, yeah, no. Right now, which SCP is out right now? $2,749, so 200, no, more than that. 261 SCPs that were supposed to be uploaded over time would then just disappear. You would forget that you read those SCP. Oh, great, I would have to restart it all over again. So near this information will also begin to take in antimemetic qualities, which, yeah, I think I read that. Document 1, list of requests from SCP-3014. The following is an incomplete list of requests that SCP-3014 has asked for. Requests, fast internet, granted. My friends, denied. Identity of friends is unknown. Fixed antenna, denied. Beyond technological capabilities as well as potentially being a security risk. Human friend? Granted. My friends, please, denied. Wake friends up, meaning unknown. Various pieces of audio, of radio, various pieces of radio, Wi-Fi, and communication equipment, denied. Yeah, it does granted. That actually would be you then. That would be you. Document 2, interview 68. Damn. Okay, lead researcher doctor. This is the first interview in which the entity reported being depressed. Greetings, SB3014. How are you feeling? Sad. And why is that? Friends gone. Who are your friends? Where are they? One changes worlds. One fights, one builds. I speak to father, so many others, together so long. Through space, not for here, somewhere else. This is the first time you divulged into this information to us, SB3014. What? Father went away. Maybe dead. A friend's gone. We landed here. Separated. I knew where. But I was so hungry. SB314 begins to curl. End log. Closing statement. SB314 refused to speak for the next 3 interview session. SB314 requested data involving communication equipment, which was denied, of course. Document 3, incident 3. Okay. On 2000, the containment breach occurred at site where SCP-3014 was temporarily being contained while being transported. SCP-3014 was compliant with Foundation personnel and remained in its cell. However, a power outage occurred, and due to the wreckage, the ring of the site in which SCP-3014 was contained was isolated for 12 days. After 3 days, SCP-3014 became less friendly and began to act agitated despite not losing any apparent function. After 5 days of not being fed, SCP-3014 began to make threats of physical harm towards Foundation personnel. After 8 days, SCP-3014 began emitting an unknown extremely radioactive material and physically attracting Foundation personnel. What? He's luring them? He's baiting them into it? No! Redacted. Remaining security cameras show SCP-3014 attempting to use the debris to construct a long-range communication system from stored information. SCP-3014 was contained before it could complete. A modified computer terminal showed a message the SCP-3014 was attempting to broadcast. It contained fragments of SCP-3014's language, also connected with the exact coordinates of several Foundation facilities. My friends, unintelligible. I miss you. So it's been so long. Unintelligible. Unintelligible. The fathers, they won't come. No, so many sleeping. Wake up. Please, wherever you are. Unintelligible. Meet with me. Together. Oh, great. Now there are 2. SCP-3014 is reclassified from safe to Euclid. Yeah, probably better. Probably better. Also, gotta build him like a custom cell so he doesn't like escape like that again. Ugh. All he wants to be is be with his friends, with his homies, man. Why can't you just let him do that, eh? Just because he's anomalous? Yeah, okay. Maybe it's not anomalous where we came from. My head is itchy now. Whew. SCP-3014 will always have a friend in me.